Hello, beautiful souls. As I eat, look at this cool picture behind me. I love it. I love psychology. I've always been obsessed with psychology and the brain, how the brain works, and it's a cool picture. I was downstairs. We're doing a full main floor reno on our house right now, so my kitchen is non-existent. I have a sink right now, and I'm like, I want to eat something. I'm gonna eat an Oreo. And as I'm eating this Oreo, these things come into my head where it's like, oh, you shouldn't eat that. But you know what? There's so many people out there who may want to tell you if you eat junk food or if you have a drink of alcohol or if you do this or do that, it lowers your vibration. The way I live my life, if it makes you happy in the moment, if it brings you joy, if it's not in an obsessive way, if it's not hurting anybody else, do it because the key to living a fulfilled life is to do things that make you happy. Do things that light you up. So as I have this Oreo in my hand, I'm like, I wanted to share this message. Do something today that makes you happy because that raises your frequency. I generally don't use words like that, but that's what raises your essence when you're in a state of gratitude and love and joy. This is when you are your most powerful because your heart and mind are connected to your soul. You're all one. You're connected to source. You're in that flow state when you're overthinking it or being like, oh, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do that. Oh my gosh, I should not eat a slice of pizza. It's bad for me. Oh, if I eat meat, I'm not going to be enlightened. It's all bullshit. It's what makes you happy. It's what works for you. So, yes, maybe if you don't like meat and it doesn't resonate with you, or you don't like sugar and it doesn't resonate with you, that is fine. It's about accepting each other for different, beautiful beings that we are and doing what makes you happy. I don't keep a lot of sugary foods in my house, but special occasions, I'll buy a box of Oreos for my kids. It's like don't sit down and eat the whole box at once. As my papa used to say, everything in moderation. It's the key to a fulfilling and successful life is to not obsess over things because that creates that excess potential and resistance to what you want. So if you're sitting there obsessing over the way you eat or exercising or anything, it's not healthy. Do the things that light you up. And I'm not saying don't exercise. I'm saying do what makes you happy, but don't force yourself into a space of discontentment doing it or vice versa. The pendulum always swings back. So if you're on one side and this elated joy and you let go, it's going to go into that other side, which is like depression and despair. It's about keeping in this state of neutrality and being like, hey, whatever. If you do something, say if you have a night where you binge eat or binge drink, forgive yourself and start fresh the next day. If you say something to somebody where you're like, oh my gosh, those are my old patterns coming back by, reacting, let it go. Forgive yourself. Apologize if you need an apology in there, but move forward. This is the key to our existence. This is the key to becoming a better version of yourself. Don't hold yourself back by overthinking or being guilty or shameful about anything. Bring yourself forward by stepping into this true love essence that you are and be okay with it. If you want to drink coffee, drink coffee. If you want to have a beer, have a beer. It's like I said, as long as it's not hurting you, hurting anybody else, all the power to you. If it brings a smile to your face, who cares what anybody else thinks? Who cares? It's your life. This is what way showers do. We as way showers bathe these ways to make people realize it's okay to be yourself. Don't follow the herd mentality. Follow your soul song. Follow your heart. Follow what feels good where you're being led. This is how you find your path and your passion. And if it comes down to eating an Oreo to start your day, well, it's not the start of my day. I had lunch. Do it. Don't deprive yourself of things that make you happy. And right now, eating an Oreo makes me happy. And people could come on here and say, well, that's very unhealthy. There's so many chemicals in that. You know what? Those things are only going to hurt me if I believe it. And yes, if I sat down and ate a whole box of Oreos every day, that may be an issue because that's a bit excessive. But I'm just using this as a great example, as an analogy. This is the key to life. You know, a few years ago, I was like, I want to ride a motorcycle. So what did I do? I'd never ridden a two-wheel motorized vehicle before. I went and bought a motorcycle and then I learned. And now that brings me joy. And people may say that's dangerous. Don't do that. But you know what? I do everything in moderation. I play music because it brings me joy. I listen to music because it brings me joy. I take on creative projects because they bring me joy. I assist others in healing because it brings me joy, seeing people succeed in life. Not because I want to change people, but because I want people to see their truest potential and become aligned with it. And my kitty says hi. And my house is a bit of a mess, so don't judge me. I'm just kidding. Um, we've had to pack everything from downstairs, upstairs, and into the basement. So it's a little cluttered in my house right now. But you know what? I'm not letting it kill my vibe. It's what it's all about is perception. Anyway, I love you. Have the most beautiful day. We're in that week between Christmas and New Year's. So take care of yourself. Have fun. Relax if you need to. But do something today that makes you happy, whether it's eating something that brings you joy that you usually don't indulge in, or a project, or even listening to a song or dancing. Do it. I love you. Peace out.